Hi everyone, this week I'm reviewing Of Gods and Men, The Daybreak Empire. Before I begin, if you like indie game reviews and gameplay, make sure you subscribe. Of Gods and Men is a retro-inspired turn-based strategy game not too dissimilar to the older Fire Emblem games. You play as Saga, the leader of the Aisa people. I've got to say, I liked Saga as a character, I just wish there was more opportunities to get to know her. You start your campaign by uniting your home island, which serves as the game's tutorial. You'll soon be introduced to Shoja, who's your second in command. She is essentially the only reason the main campaign begins. I feel like the story here was a bit lacking and forced. It was a bit rinse and repeat. Saga didn't want to lead, then she was forced to lead. She didn't want to go to war, but then someone told her to go to war. I wanted to like the story, but it left a lot to be desired. Everything kind of happens, and we don't really get a lot of reasons for any of it. I would have liked to have some more cinematic sections setting the scene or giving us some background onto the other empires, so when we do go to war, we at least know why we're going to war. Now, to be fair, there was some sections which were more fleshed out than others, but I definitely would have wanted to see more. The characters weren't very memorable at all. A bit of backstory for each one would have been nice here, or maybe just a unique quest for each one so we could get to know them. I couldn't tell you the names of the characters and what they do without looking at the sprites. I really wish I had a reason to care if any of them died, but sadly I didn't. Oh, the archer dude's dead. Well, whatever, it's cool, I've got 7 more peeps raring to go. Just a bit of detail to make the characters feel more alive than just sprites on a screen. Okay, so story aside, the main game is quite fun. I do enjoy the gameplay. In this regard, it's a very good game. The settlement control is very simple, but I don't think it needs to be any more complex. The other gripe I had with the settlement controls was with unique unit construction. This can only be done at captured capitals. I think it would have been good if you could construct the various buildings at any settlements once they're unlocked. It became quite a chore to raise an army with some awesome mages or alchemists when you had to move them one at a time across the map. The unit design is good. Each one was fun to play. There's a rock, paper, scissors mechanic with what unit is better than what, but this didn't really make any difference. I never thought, oh no, I'm not going to go near that spearman with my cavalry, it's going to kill me, because more often than not it didn't matter. I will say it's quite unbalanced. There are definitely some units that are far better than others, the longbowmen being a prime example of this. They can hit everything on pretty much every map and have bonus damages to horses. It didn't really seem fair even when they were on my team. The world map design is fine, I don't have anything to say here. It's nice and clear as to which way you can go from each settlement. I don't really think you can ask for any more. The pixel art for Of Gods and Men is one of my favourite things about it. I love the style of the characters in the dialogue sections, and I love the sprite designs in the battle sections. Each battle map is extremely well done. Bonus points for being able to go behind buildings and trees, that did make me happy. The battles were all fun, but as the game progressed I cared less and less about my soldiers. The game definitely got easier over time, although there was one battle which I was bothered about them, which was the final boss battle, but that was only because of how out of place and difficult it was. To be honest though, as hard as it was, I would have liked to have more of these scattered throughout the campaign. Despite the challenge, it was quite fun. Of Gods and Men, The Daybreak Empire is a good game with a so-so story, so I'm going to give it a 6.5 out of 10. If the story was more in depth and we got to know the characters a bit more, it would definitely be on a completely different level. Well, that's it for this review. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, make sure you drop it a like, and if you have any suggestions or feedback, drop us a comment down below. And if you haven't already, make sure you subscribe. Thanks for watching. Until next time, ta-ta for now.